Hey. Hi.
It's like, you wanted this to happen, right? No,
Yeah.
not really.
Okay. Hey, everybody, welcome to Let's Just Say It's a Discord. Rimshee fucked up.
I did not fuck up. My computer fucked up.
Okay.
Well, you fucked up by not preventing the computer from fucking up.
You fucked up by...
Let this
come
be
on,
a lesson.
You can do better than that.
Yeah, I
Let
could.
this
I don't
be-
want to.
Let this be a lesson to anybody that wants to start streaming. Always check your settings before you start streaming. Because they will change on you randomly.
Well, it's
Yeah,
been
it's
so
fucking
good for
dumb.
a while, but
I know.
swapped
I know
out my
that's
graphics
always
card,
when-
and that's probably what did it.
Yeah. That's always
That's what
when
you
it
get
happens,
for making
man.
assumptions.
It lulls you into a false sense of security, and then all of a sudden,
last week I
YouTube's
switched it
updated
out
and
and we
nothing
were
works properly.
I switched it out before the show last week, and we were fine.
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
what it wanted you to think.
Yep. Yeah. That's how it happens every time. It's also how you get caught by the feds when you're dealing drugs.
Don't believe them. Don't trust them.
Deal with as few people as possible and always check.
Fried chicken, collard greens, cornbread.
But you're a Jew.
I'm a black Jew.
Fair enough.
You're not
Is it
even
good sauce,
quarter
you mean?
black, though, like quarter black Garrett.
I like it.
We're like Sargon. Everybody forgets about that when he was when he was touting that around for the longest time.
Yeah, it was like his great grandfather.
No, just his grandfather, I think.
Yeah. I know it was a grandfather.
Yeah.
I haven't paid attention in years, though.
Oh yeah. He's gotten channels banned and created new ones so many times. Plus, he's just being dumb. So I don't pay attention to him anymore.
There's a lot of people from that era that I don't pay attention to anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I pretty much just pay attention to, like, Chris Raygun and some black guy.
I don't even bother with them anymore.
Their podcast, The Snark Tank, is pretty fun. I enjoy it. And, I mean, Chris uploads every 2 years, so, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of like Rags. I can't remember the last time he put something on his main channel.
Yeah. Why do it? They also have the worst luck at releasing shit. Like, the Snark Tank just released an episode today, and they were talking about how nothing's going to happen to Sniper Wolf. For like 30 minutes, they were going on about how YouTube's not going to do anything about Sniper Wolf. And then today, like right before they released the episode, YouTube demonetized her. So,
yeah, we'll see how long that lasts.
yeah, it's only... They specifically said it's a suspension. And, like, both sides were being mean or some shit.
No.
Huh?
I said no.
Yeah.
I will say Jack is being mean, but he's fully justified in being so.
Yeah, he's justified in being so, and he's... I don't know, he's being a little mean, but he's been doing satire his entire career on YouTube, for one.
Mm-hmm.
For two, he's trying to make a point.
Yeah, you know, like he's parodying an absolute clown person.
Yeah. And then finding the original videos and creators of the stuff that she's stealing, and then messaging them that they should copyright claim her videos so that they get some of that money that she's making. I think that's fair.
Yeah,
No, I do too.
a lot of YouTubers are very hesitant to go DMCA though.
Well, you can do a copyright claim, which is a lot easier, and it's not a full legal. If you do the full DMCA to like try to take it down, that's when you have to fill out like all legal stuff.
Yeah.
But like copyright claim, you can just go in and yeah,
It's
copyright
like-
claim is just clicking a few boxes. DMCA, you have to fill out a full legal form.
It's a matter of degrees. It's like one person created a second channel kind of memeing on a shitty person. And then that shitty person showed up outside his house like a fucking psychopath.
While
Yeah,
he was on stream, people were telling him about this. I think that was the craziest part.
Is that he was streaming at the time?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure what she did is illegal in the state of California.
No.
No, because she never entered private property, or never entered an area where there was a reasonable expectation of privacy. She stayed within.
Yeah, she stayed on the public street, and even if she had walked up to the door until he tells her to leave, like, you can walk up to somebody's door.
As long as she keeps the camera on herself or the door.
Yeah.
The moment she starts trying to look inside a window, obviously intentionally trying to look inside a window. Because if a window's just open and a camera passes it, that's a little different. But the moment she tries looking in a window, she's fucked.
Contrary to popular belief, doxing is not illegal unless it is done for specifically malicious purposes, which is very hard to prove.
Yeah. I don't know, man. When you got like 5 million Instagram followers and you're posting a picture of the dude's house, it's just like...
Oh, she was live streaming. She was live streaming on Instagram.
Yep.
This sounds... It sounds more like harassment to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sounded a bit like a threat. Because she had later posts with her sister that was like, what, you can't fight or something? It's like, what?
And of course, she tried to pull the fucking sexism angle, because they always do.
Yeah, no. Judge Jack's Films is a channel that just clowns on you the entire time and tries to get people the shoutouts that they deserve from your videos.
Yeah, it's like, let's just completely forget that this is the same guy that spearheaded the effort that got rid of Jinx back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of part of his thing. He doesn't like people stealing content.
But yeah, it's like live streaming outside the dude's house because he's made YouTube videos about it. He's like, you're a well-adjusted individual.
Oh, and like, she's claiming that he's obsessed with her because of his one side channel that's just clips from his Twitch live streams where he's playing Sniper Wolf Bingo with his chat.
Which is hilarious to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she's so fucking predictable.
Yeah, if I was watching it live, I'd enjoy it a lot more, but watching a couple clips, it's like, I get it. Yeah, I wonder when he streams, because that'd be fun to play some bingo sometime. Been a while.
Yep.
Stimp bingo.
I-
Sniper Wolf bingo.
Yeah. I haven't played some sort of bingo with a live streamer since Donut Operator used to do the Sovereign Citizen bingo.
Yeah. Old Donut hasn't had one of them streams in a while.
Yeah, YouTube kind of changed their policies and how they view things like that. You know? He kind of gets fucked.
And he's all kinds of busy just going around the country and streaming with other dudes. Mainly Brandon.
Yeah. Mickey, yeah, doxing people is a shitty thing to do. You can sue if like other people start showing up to Jack's house. He could sue her. Otherwise you have to prove that it was malicious what she was doing and she wanted to instigate harm, essentially.
And she's got boobs, so they're gonna assume that she's not being malicious.
She's also retarded. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so that just
like-
means that she could still lose despite that overwhelming benefit.
yeah.
The only thing that she's good at is marketing herself. Other than that, she's a fucking idiot, man.
No, there's another guy that runs her channel. She just records it.
Ah. And a lot of her stuff is pre-recorded.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean?
Like, people have actually, like, gone back through her videos and, like, they've, like, looked in her glasses,
Oh,
like,
no.
seeing her computer screen reflections.
No, they, that's been disproven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
She
she's
just
also
says the
had the
same
exact same reactions in separate videos.
Yeah. Oh, and she'll say a joke that's in the video and then cut out the part where the person in that video says the joke.
What?
Yeah.
She's incredibly fucking shitty.
It's fine. Go ahead.
that was
Sorry,
weird
I
timing.
forgot to mute myself before responding to the wife.
Yeah, but you responded to me at the right time.
Anyway, like, it's not even content.
Yeah. It's little kids and old men that don't know that porn exists yet. So
She's a content-consuming booby streamer.
she doesn't even stream.
Yeah, it's all just fucking pre-recorded clips.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all just videos that somebody else compiles the videos for her to react to. She watches them, doesn't react to them, sends the recording to somebody else to edit them. They edit it and then post
It's amazing, you know, somebody that can be just so fucking lazy, so uninteresting, so untalented, and yet multimillionaire.
Mickey, I do think doxing is justified in some circumstances.
Well, it depends
But
on
there-
how exactly you define doxing, too.
Well, there is an actual definition. It's the compiling and making public of private information, essentially.
To be fair, Y2K, those two are also incredibly untalented and uninteresting, but
Yeah, I don't think you should dox them. I'm not. Why would you dox them? They're just idiots.
I think he was responding to the earlier point.
Oh, which one?
Mickey's.
That you can have these incredibly uninteresting, untalented people become multimillionaires.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they're prime examples.
Yeah, they're rich and they're useless. It's annoying, but you know. Audience capture is technically a skill, so I guess they got that going.
I've watched some of those stream chats. You don't have to try that fucking hard.
Yeah. I asked because there might be justification behind anyone being doxxed. Yeah. Yeah, no, there's...
I definitely feel like there are circumstances where it's a good thing if certain people get outed about certain things.
Yeah. It's one thing to give up someone's, because under the definition that Jables presented, there is absolutely justifiable instances of doxing based on that definition. Because it's almost always a scumbag move to release private details like someone's real name, their home address, stuff like that. But if the person is a children's entertainer and you have evidence that they are a... What's...
PDF file?
You
Pedialyte.
They're
PDF.
Pediasure. Let's just say that they like Pediasure. You find that out, and you've got evidence, and you can prove it. Well, their real name and that information is fine. I'd still leave out their home address. But...
Yeah, but you should definitely go to the cops first with all that.
Oh, absolutely.
You should just leave it up to the public.
Once the cops have done nothing,
Dude,
that's when
let's
you
look
act.
at why dividing by
What the
0
hell?
has been...
Yeah, I'm not going to give any examples of what I might think be appropriate to dox somebody. For one, because I'm smarter than that, I want to hedge my bets.
Damn.
2,
Nothing's happening here, Twitch. Shut up.
I don't want people going around saying that I'm okay with doxing people for simple shit.
Yeah.
Or yeah, and 3, I just don't know. It would have to be an extreme thing, but I'm sure that a situation could come up where I'm like, okay, dox this person. That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I gave an extreme example because I think that it's gonna take an extreme example.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I know there's a lot of extreme, shrieking, unreasonable individuals out there nowadays, but despite how much they might shriek about it, context matters.
Yeah.
Anyone that tells you that context doesn't matter is someone that you should not be listening to about anything.
Yeah, context is the most important thing in
Always.
everything. You shot and killed a man. He was shooting at me. Yeah.
And people have. Y2K. There are some people that are doing prison time for swatting shit.
Yeah, but that also
Nobody gets
I
arrested
think-
for being an accessory
Yeah.
because they doxed someone.
No, there was someone who spent time in jail because he swatted someone. And then and funny thing is he tried to swat someone else while he was in jail.
Yeah.
Like this is obviously a galaxy-brained motherfucker right there.
Well, his username on Twitter was like HateSwatter97 or some shit like that.
I don't remember. But he also actually got someone...
Oh.
He actually got someone killed as a result of one of his swattings.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the address was even wrong for the person he was trying to swat.
Yeah.
Yeah, He caught a prison sentence over that one.
Yeah, it was like SWAT-tastic, something like that. Whatever.
Speaking of other galaxy brain motherfuckers, Johnny Somali might be seeing some time in a Japanese prison.
Who's that?
Oh, that fucking galaxy brained little chode that like went over to Japan and started, like harassing people, spewing racist shit, screaming like Nagasaki, Hiroshima, and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep. Apparently, he's potentially facing up to 3 years in a Japanese prison.
Oh, good for him. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah, don't go and fuck around in other countries. It's like, the world don't work like America.
Yeah.
The main thing that he's
I'm
going to
pretty
get
sure we're
hit
the only
with,
country
though,
with
is,
actual free speech.
he went into a building site, which in Japan, like where he did it would catch him a criminal trespassing charge. So, good job.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
I found my ghillie suit. Random off-topic thing.
Are you gonna go pretend to be Sasquatch now?
No. Because that's a high-quality ghillie suit. I got the cheap stuff because I'm not rich. And I don't go hunting.
Nah.
Besides, that looked like a high-quality, intentionally made using the surrounding duff type ghillie suit.
Yeah.
The kind you learn how to make in sniper school.
Well, let's talk about some legitimately galaxy-brained motherfuckers. Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
Yep. The boys is at it again.
Yeah, South Park being South Park. They got a special event coming up next week called Into the Pandaverse.
And certain supposed family entertainment company is not pleased about it.
Yeah, Disney's not too stoked. They race and gender swap the main 4 kids. Like Cartman is a ghetto black woman. Kenny's an Asian woman. I think Kyle's a Latino woman. Oh, and they're also adult. That's the other thing.
Yep.
And
the cries of bigotry and racism are already being thrown around.
Yep. Which they're no. Yeah, they're no strangers to that.
Yeah, that's Tuesday.
Yeah, that's just every. I remember the N-word episode. And the moral of that N-word episode is that, fucking. Oh, why can't I remember his name? I did not get enough sleep this week.
Token?
I didn't either. I was lucky to get 5 hours a night.
No.
It was bad.
Was it Token?
You mean Tolkien? No.
Can't remember.
Stan's dad. Marsh.
Randy.
Yes, thank you.
No, they don't own South Park. Do you really think that they'd want to own South Park if they if that didn't mean they couldn't just cancel it.
Oh, I think that's exactly why they would like to own it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Disney does not own South Park, Mickey, which is why they're trying to hilariously pressure the creators into not releasing this episode.
Which, funny enough, only encourages them.
Yeah, South Park is actually technically independent. They just have deals with Comedy Central and Paramount.
And Comedy Central in the past has already told Disney to fuck off more than once.
Yeah, it's a dead fucking channel, though. I don't know how much longer they can do that. Yeah, so what's this going on with Disney? Going against South Park?
Apparently, they've suggested pursuing potential legal action against Comedy Central and Matt Parker and Trey Stone if they don't at least delay the release of Into the Panderverse.
Sounds to me like they should expedite it.
Yeah, put it out today.
Well, as I said...
Well, I don't know. Why would they be pressuring Comedy Central, though? Because
I guess Bob Iger still has some relationships with the execs there.
Yeah, but this is going to be released on Paramount.
I said I don't know the full details of it.
Okay.
But there are theories as to why. For example, the upcoming release of The Marvels, which is projected to do very, very poorly.
Yeah, people are superheroed out.
Yeah, that's one reason.
Well, and also it's just like, our main character is Captain Marvel, which no one gives a fuck about that character. Her movie was shit. The other two characters are from television series, one of which nobody fucking watched. Even when it was released for free on ABC, no one watched it.
What was that?
Miss Marvel.
Oh. Yeah, I don't have Disney Plus, so like I never got into it. Not like it would, like I've said a million times before.
So it's like to
understand superhero stuff a long time ago.
It's like to understand, like to have like full context going into this movie about who the characters in it are and what's even going on. You have to have watched Captain Marvel. You have to have watched all of WandaVision and Miss Marvel.
Yeah, no thanks. That's a lot. I know I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube, like all day. But why? It's too much.
Also, the fact that the subject matter of this upcoming special is something that a bunch of people in Hollywood don't want Trey and Matt to fucking talk about.
Why? Because Trey and Matt are going to be right? Like they usually are?
Well, yeah, it's like, by them making an entire special, going hard, making fun of, like, race swapping and gender swapping and, like, appropriating stories that don't belong to you and altering them just for the sake of altering them.
Yeah. By the way, if you guys haven't seen the trailer for that, I recommend you watch it.
It's just going to put a spotlight on the fact that all this stuff that a bunch of these companies, especially Disney, have been doing is exactly what they're going to set it up as. It's empty fucking pandering. It has nothing to do with representation or equalizing things or giving people a shot.
Yeah.
Like, it's all fucking soulless, and it has been from the start.
Oh, Mickey, you are way behind in South. That's like season... It's got to be like season 6.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
No, that was like season 5. Because season 6 has Eek a penis when he tries to grow the penis back, so he can have it reattached. Because he wants to change it back. and they grow it on the back of a mouse. Oh, that's a great episode. Mickey, South Park's great. I recommend it.
But yeah, like for years now, it's just like, we see these things where it's just like, oh, we'll just arbitrarily change this well-known character into like a black lesbian. And it's like, what the fuck? That's not the character, though. Shut the fuck up, you racist! Why are you so racist?
Yep.
This white nerdy man is now a black.
Yeah, it's like, you're not allowed to question it, and you're sure as shit not allowed to make fun of it.
Yeah, this nerdy white guy is now a black sassy woman. That's not the character. Shut the fuck up!
As they've proven over and over again, Trey Parker and Matt Stone don't give a shit. They're gonna make fun of wherever the fuck they want to make fun of. And if they want to make a whole special making fun of this empty, soulless fucking pandering that Hollywood does, it's probably gonna be great.
Mickey, you realize they're on like season 25 or 26 now. And Chef left in season 9.
Yeah. And South Park is fucking nonstop, man.
Yeah. Well, they've shortened their seasons, which is annoying for me as a fan. But
every year there's going to be more South Park.
Yeah, there's going to be at least a few episodes. I'm cool with it. But they only did...
and unlike other shows that have been in syndication for similar or longer periods, South Park is always relevant.
It holds up. They have some of their episodes that I don't like. But for the most part, those are like one-offs. Not... Generally, the following week, there'll be a good episode. And the reason why it's always good is because it's always relevant to the time. Like... Oh yeah, they did season 26 already. But it was only 6 episodes, so... And then that lawsuit started.
Yeah, does that really count at that point?
Yeah, they need to do at least 10 to 12. Which they might still do, because this was in the springtime that they did these 6. They might,
Yeah. Due to the term of the Writers Guild, though, don't be surprised if you see a lot more television series coming up that are going to be a lot shorter in episode count.
Yeah.
Because the way they structured the deal is that for their minimum writers' rooms, depending on the number of episodes you have determines how many people you have to have in that writing room. So it's like, if you go past a certain number of episodes, it's like, okay, you have to have this minimum number of writers then. Well, any production company or studio looking at that is like, well, we'll just make shorter seasons then. So we don't have to hire these people.
Yeah, it's kind of counterproductive. Instead of getting more people work, you get less work overall.
Oh, yeah. In the long term, this, even though the writers basically got everything that they wanted, more or less, in the long term, they've completely fucked their own industry and fucked a bunch of people out of jobs. This was a disastrous fucking strike.
I'm not sure about that. Sorry, I was looking into something when you said the first thing about what they got with the Outrider strike.
No, over the course of the strike, the studios had the time to kill a bunch of deals, kill a bunch of contracts.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody that wasn't, like actively working, they don't have to hire those people back.
Oh, okay.
So I said there's a lot of people that are going to be coming off of this strike that just don't have jobs now. And there's
Yeah.
going to be less jobs to go around.
Well, I thought that was kind of the point of the writer's strike, because they were just swapping out writers left and right constantly. And so they want studios to be more committed to writers for series. So instead of saving money by constantly swapping out writers so they don't have to pay as much, they'll have committed writers to these writing rooms. I thought that was
like
their goal.
a minimum number of like the writers have to be like I can't remember exactly, but like there are certain like number of like established writers or whatever that have to be attached to everything. But yeah, like there's a bunch of people now like that were out there on the picket lines. They were part of the strike, and then like they're posting stuff later. It's like, yeah, I just realized that I'm out of a job now.
Well, yeah. You were probably a shitty writer, though, too. So, there's been a lot of shitty writing.
Dog? Oh, Dad's visiting. Did he come back?
Yeah. As a consumer of entertainment...
Oh, no, as like...
it's great.
As consumers, it works out for us because a bunch of the people that had no fucking business being in a writing room are now out of work and hopefully never coming back.
Yeah. Or if they do come back, they're just being an intern for a better writer.
So, like, there's a chance that things get better going forward, but I'm saying, like, overall for, like, the writers, or, like, if they thought it's like, oh, yeah, we're all gonna get, even more work now, it's just like, that's not how this is gonna work.
Yeah. Do you know why Cheers was so great? As a show? And why the writing was pretty good?
But I want to hear yours.
Because when they were making Cheers, the creator had spent years just sort of like developing up good rapport with a bunch of great writers, and he just sort of snagged a bunch of the best writers in the country to be in the writers' room for the show.
Yeah.
That's why.
And of course, like another issue that you have, like Chris Gore, he was on Open Bar yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking about, you're not going to see people like a George Lucas anymore. Because, the industry as it currently is doesn't work with artists. In fact, it hates working with them.
Yeah.
It doesn't want to give them any creative control.
Yeah, there's no guarantees.
You're not going to see shit like what happened with Lucas back in the day, where, like, he gave up his director's fee entirely so that he could hold on to the merchandising rights and the sequel rights.
Genius move.
Oh
yeah, it made him
solid.
It made him a fucking billionaire when Star Wars blew up.
Mostly because no one thought it would blow up, so when it happened, it was like, oh, we made a bad deal.
It's like he had the foresight and he took a chance.
A lot of them say that was his wife.
Who
His wife
cares?
edit his scripts, and she helped him out with a lot of shit. And then when they departed, that's when he started coming out with remasters and special editions. And stuff.
Oh yeah, like the early drafts for the first Star Wars movie were a fucking mess.
Yeah. So HBO, or now as it's known, just Max, used to have this really
Still
cool
HBO
function.
to me.
Yeah. I get that reference. They used to have this this feature for non-serialized shows. It was a shuffle button, which is great for South Park because for a majority of it, it's non-serialized. But they took it away, and it makes me really sad. Because when I go to watch South Park, I have trouble figuring out which episode I want to watch.
No, Mickey, I have not seen the new Frasier. I do not wish to see the new Frasier either.
I never saw the original.
I saw some episodes of the original.
I like caught an episode or two when I was a kid, just sort of flipping through channels, but
it was a show. It had its time. That time is over now, though.
It was a decent show for a spin-off.
Also, I didn't even get into Cheers until I was like 20. So,
you know, like, especially it's like, oh, it's just like Frasier, but you're like, everybody's older now. It's just like, I don't like when they like try and take series in those directions. You know, like,
instead of a radio show, does Frasier have a podcast now?
oh god,
I'll punch a hole in the wall if that's fact.
that just made me cringe so hard.
I know, right?
It's just like, you know, like, why can't more, you know, like, a recent example that we've talked about on the show more than once, it's like, why can't we have more instances like that 90s show?
Where
it's just like, it's not the same show. It's got some of the same characters, some of the same beats, but it's just like, it's not just like, oh, here's the original cast, but older now. It's like, no. Fuck that. Do something different.
No, it's the original cast, but it's focused around their kids.
Yeah, and it's... No, but they're different characters. You can see some that are...
That's why I didn't say... Sorry, it's the same cast of characters, but it's their kids. Not just them reprising their roles, or their kids are them. It is their kids, because kids aren't the parents.
No, what it...
Isn't like Red and Kitty like only like two of the only major ones that are reprising though?
Yeah.
Well, repeatedly reprising.
Their parents don't really show up much.
No, they show up. They show up for a little bit of an episode here or there, but that's it.
Yeah, they're more cameos than actual cast.
Yeah, and the kids are 90s kids.
Yeah, my point is that the focus is not
They've moved on
the original cast.
Yeah.
There's a definite. My point is that there's a definite lineage, but it's not the same show.
Yeah, I mean, you still have Red and Kitty, but their roles have changed because now they're playing the grandparents, and they're obviously playing the grandparents and not the parents. It's actually really well done. Still waiting for season 2.
I still have to finish season 1.
Go for it.
I plan to.
I solidified it. It has first season issues, but
what show doesn't though?
Yeah, exactly. They're still trying to figure everything out. Because for those of you that don't know, season 1 of a sitcom, you sort of have an idea of what the characters are, but you don't necessarily know how the actors are going to play those characters. And so you kind of have to spend season 1 figuring out how these actors are playing the characters to figure out how those characters are going to move forward and like really become solidified into who they are.
You smell poopy. You pooped.
Child?
So
I will be back.
Yeah, but-
I have to do dad things.
have fun.
No.
And, that's another interesting point that Chris Gore brought up last night while I was watching Open Bar, is that another thing that's happened, like part of the fallout of like the rise of the streaming model, is that no one shoots pilots anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, studios, they get no proof of concept of any show anymore before they greenlight it for a season.
Yeah.
And yeah, how's that been working out so far? Hasn't been working great for Disney.
No, it hasn't. And I can only think of a handful of shows that have gotten away with it. Yeah, because the point of pilots is it's proof of concept, and then they consider like recasting. Maybe we should do this. Maybe we should do that. You see what the audience is liking or disliking, and then you adjust, and then you do the actual season.
Yeah, like he brought up the example of Game of Thrones. Is like HBO, they saw the original pilot for Game of Thrones and ended up recasting almost the entire show.
Yeah. Yeah, which can definitely happen.
But we don't have that anymore for a lot of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh, I have this idea. It's like, here's money, go do it.
Well, there's that musician Ren, who's been making like really interesting music videos,
Mm-hmm.
and he was talking in an interview. The point of a lot of these music videos is to be a proof of concept, essentially a pilot for like a musical Black Mirror type show that he wants to do.
Yeah, like, even focus groups now, though, are like, they're not having a lot of luck with them either. Like,
Yeah.
reports out of the industry is that, like, they basically made a cut down version of the Marvels. They, like, chopped the movie down to, like, 88 minutes. And they tested that. And it got, like, a 35% approval rating.
Mm-hmm.
So they added a bunch more stuff and, like, got more up to, like, an hour 40 something. And then tested that, and that one came back at 28%. It's like, oof.
Yeah. People are superheroed out, though, in that case.
I
You
think
know who
they're
doesn't
just
give-
bad. They're just fucking fed up with bad writing. A lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people are seeing through it.
It's like, you could still make a good superhero film that people would watch and enjoy if it was well written.
Yeah, I've been enjoying most of the Spider-Man movies that have been coming out.
Yeah, like, that's the thing, is you're like, Into the Spider-Verse, that did pretty well.
I still haven't seen Across the Spider-Verse.
Guardians of the Galaxy, the most recent one, did okay. It wasn't great, but it did better
People
than
that I
a
know
lot
that
of
have seen it really
projects
liked
recently.
it. It's like they're like, I don't go see any superhero movies, but I do like Guardians of the Galaxy, so they still go see those.
But they don't have that to rely on anymore because James Gunn has fucking left.
Yeah,
He's gone over to DC.
which I am curious how that's gonna go.
I don't know, man. Fucking Shazam fucking tanked. Nobody saw Blue Beetle. The next Aquaman is probably going to be a fucking disaster.
Well, no, he's rebooting the whole thing, right?
I know, but that movie is still coming out regardless.
Yeah.
But it's not Tim Gunn. I'm back, by the way.
And I'm like, I question, like the viability of just completely rebooting everything when what you have left to put out is just like no one gives a shit.
Yeah. Also, nobody expected Blue Beetle to do well.
Well, yes, because nobody knew anything the fuck about Blue Beetle unless you were a comics book fan. And even among comics fans, Blue Beetle was kind of obscure.
Blue Beetle showed up a lot in like some Teen Titans stuff, and if you go through the DC animated universe, Blue Beetle shows up quite a bit.
Yeah, but I said, like, to the mainstream,
nobody knows.
No one knows who the fuck Blue Beetle. Like, it's the same as me going out. It's like, hey guys, I got a movie idea for Booster Gold, and everybody's like, who the fuck is Booster Gold?
I didn't even know that the DC animated universe with their animated movies existed until I had an itch to like see if there was any animated Constantine stuff out there because I knew there wasn't any live action. And there was one, and I'm like, I feel like I'm missing a lot. Let me look into this a little more. And then I was like, oh, there's a whole massive storyline going on here. Okay.
It's my
Let's start at the beginning.
It's my understanding, Mickey, that she's still going to be in the film, but her role in it has been cut down.
Yeah, basically what they already filmed is what's left.
Yeah.
Leave those batteries alone, Bubba.
He's always going after the batteries.
They're coin batteries.
Oh, they're shiny.
Yeah.
Don't touch the back of my...
No, I'm excited to see what they could potentially... Because there's a lot to work with in the DC universe. It's just been fucking it up for so long. Trying to rush things. They're trying to play catch up with... They were trying to play catch up with Marvel. And you can't do that with the types of characters that are in the DC universe. Because those characters are deep a lot of the time.
Well, the thing is, like, it's actually kind of remarkable what the Marvel film division, at least when they were still doing good things, managed to do.
Yeah.
Because, like, the very first movie that they released was Iron Man. And before that, like, even in the comics, it's like Iron Man was like a B-list character. He was not one of the top draws for the comics.
He showed up in the Spider-Man animated series once or twice, and then, like, that's as much as I knew of him, pretty much.
And, like, as my dad just mentioned, like, partially due to the amazing charisma of Robert Downey Jr., he became the absolute fucking face of Marvel in the modern age. Everybody knows who fucking Tony Stark is now. But, traditionally, the biggest guy for Marvel is Spider-Man. Always has been. Always will be. And then after Spider-Man, it's the X-Men. It's like those were the two big money makers for Marvel for fucking decades. And X-Men's been very hit or miss when it comes to films.
That's an understatement.
No, there's some good X-Men films out there, but...
Yeah, it's hit or miss.
Yeah.
You either got a good one or you got a bad one.
Yeah. Yeah, but Spider-Man's just such a great character. Like, Peter Parker is a great character. So,
oh man, the fucking hype train for Spider-Man 2.
Get
which
out
is
of
out
the
now,
bathroom, Bubba.
Yeah, I love it. Well,
like, it's had one of the biggest hype trains for a video game I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, well, swinging physics are fun, even in the old PlayStation 2 Spider-Man games.
Well, that's the thing is like
Like,
the Spider-Man 2 like official movie game, like for years and years it had like the best web slinging physics in any like video game adaptation for Spider-Man. And like for years everybody's just like, why can't you just go back and copy that game? What the fuck?
yeah. Yeah, they I saw some video like 6 months ago where someone interviewed the guy that worked on the swinging physics of that game.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently that was like his entire job. He was like a co-director of the game, but he wanted to be in control of the swing physics because he wanted it to be such a specific way. But he's like, no, this is my job. I'll tell you other fucks what to do, but I'm doing the swing physics.
It's like you can work on assets and art and like character models. It's like
Running
I'm
animations, you
focusing
can do all
on
that.
this.
I'm focusing on swinging.
This is
web
all
swing.
I'm doing on this project.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Balls swing low, do they dangle to and fro?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we were wondering if it's like, does it involve swinging? Get the fuck out.
Yeah. Hey, we were wondering if when he's not swinging, can he shoot like a web ball? Okay, that's fair. We'll work on that in a little bit. Let me keep working on these physics.
I can totally understand that concern, Mickey, but I think Disney knows that if they do neuter it, they're fucked. But if they do neuter it, they are fucked.
I don't think Ryan Reynolds would agree to it if they neutered it.
Yeah. I'm in agreement.
He worked too hard to make that character come to life, so it's not.
And it's already Deadpool's already
Goofy,
technically neutered as it is.
Yeah, as goofy as Ryan Reynolds is, he seems like a really principled person.
Well, and also the fact it's like he managed to convince Hugh Jackman to come back. So he can finally have actual Deadpool with actual Wolverine in a movie. He is not going to give up on this project.
No, it's going to be R-rated.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of,
Deadpool not being R-rated. That's fucking insane.
You know what? I could see Deadpool being in a PG-13, but it's one of those things where throughout the movie he's got to know.
They did release a PG-13 version. It sucks.
No, hear me out. It's got to be like he's a character in the movie, not the titular character. And throughout the entire movie, he's waiting for the right time to use their one fuck, and someone else uses it, and he gets pissed off at them.
Okay. Or the whole thing needs to be like he's constantly censored. He's getting pissed off about it because he's in like
yeah. That's the other thing it could be. Well,
And
no.
like-
So, you combine the two. You have that happen early on where he's just like, no, I'm gonna save it. And then someone uses it early in the movie, and he starts going off, and it's just, he's completely censored the rest of the movie. Well, this shit, I'm just gonna do what I have to do.
Or just like, you see him like, he like starts to get really pissed, he's just like, I'll be right back. It's like, no, wait a minute, I'll be right back. And he shows up at the fucking writing room.
Yeah.
It's like, the fuck are you all doing?
No.
He'd
be bleeped out.
He gets Doctor Strange to cut a hole in the dimension to get into the writing room. And
It's like, I need you to do something for me real quick.
But like,
And
you
even,
could make
even that first fuck, like you just hear him charge up with like just going, and then somebody else is like fuck, and he's like, motherfucker,
and it gets beeped out. See, you could make a good PG-13 Deadpool movie, but Deadpool can't be the main character, and Deadpool has to be 100% aware of all the limitations.
Yeah, and it has to be a complete shitting on them making it PG-13.
Yeah.
That would be the way to do it.
And like, it's like anybody that like steals that line, it's just like, he's like, okay, what's our violence allotment? Because I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him.
And everyone looks confused. What do you mean by violence allotment?
I'm
that's
going
right.
to behead
Ignore
him
that.
and then crush his head between my thighs.
It's like, can we do dismemberment? Is that allowed?
Who are you talking to?
Oh, and then there's a scene of him just like holding his hand up to the camera while he's cutting somebody up.
The whole time, he's the only one aware of what's going on, too. Everyone else is just sitting, like, what the fuck is going on with this guy?
Which is why I was
really have the true Deadpool insanity arc. And then,
I think you could achieve that in PG-13. I think that would actually, ironically, be probably the best location to achieve it.
Like, like, we have shit from the comics where fucking Thanos made him immortal so that he could never die because he was jealous that death liked him more.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the comics with Deadpool.
That's another reason why
you could totally make a great PG-13 Deadpool movie. You just have to ride strongly on that, him being aware that it's PG-13 and the limitations.
That's why I'm still so fucking upset of how they handled Taskmaster in that dog shit Black Widow movie.
I never watched it.
It's just like, Taskmaster, he is one of the absolute best Marvel villains ever. And it's like, oh, it's just like this, it's just this chick with brain damage.
Well, I know nothing about Taskmaster.
Well, it's just like the Mandarin. He was a highly genius magical user in the comics. In
it was
the
one
movie,
of Iron Man's biggest enemies.
Yeah, in the movie, he's a fucking actor.
Yeah, complete waste of Ben Kingsley, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Agreed.
But the thing is, it's like, so the story with Taskmaster is that he's like, he took this like experimental like super soldier serum.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what it allows him to do is that any fighting style that Taskmaster witnesses, he can replicate perfectly.
Okay.
Not only that, but anyone that he's seen fight, he can predict what they're going to do just by watching their body movement.
I think there are a few exceptions to that, but they're few and far between.
There is one exception.
One exception,
Deadpool.
That's what it was.
Yeah, Deadpool. He can't predict Wade.
I figured.
Because even Wade does not know what he's going to do next.
No, he just does shit.
But yeah, like Taskmaster is like taking on entire Avengers teams by himself and won. Because like he has the bow skills of Hawkeye, he can throw a shield like Captain America, he can fight on equal or better terms with like Iron Fist or like Black Widow or any other physical combatant.
Yeah. Yeah. Long story
How does he deal
short,
with the Hulk? He just doesn't get hit?
Pretty much.
Yeah, you know how Ryan Reynolds became a fan of Deadpool, right?
I can't
Do
remember
tell.
exactly.
There's a specific panel where it was like a later issue where somebody said that Wade looks like Ryan Reynolds crossed with a Sharpay.
Yeah, that would get Ryan Reynolds to love
And
the character.
he saw that panel. He's like, all right, I gotta see this. And then he just fell in love with the character. And
And like the thing is that like what makes Taskmaster interesting is that the only thing he's concerned about is who's paying. Like he'll actually work with the good guys if they're giving him a better deal.
yeah.
But the other thing that's interesting about him, and that you can do a lot of interesting stuff with if you actually had good writers, is that as a side effect of his abilities, every time he learns like a new fighting style, like learns and masters a new fighting style, he loses memories.
Oh. Okay, that makes it a lot more interesting. That makes it a lot less OP.
He has this woman, like this accountant, who basically like keeps all like his like information for him.
Like a stenographer?
Yeah, like the history of like all of his contracts and things that he's done, because he eventually forgets a lot of it. And in fact,
what's
like,
the pin to my bank account?
well, as I said, like it's revealed in like one of the comics, I believe, that the chick that's actually doing all this for him is his daughter, but he doesn't remember her.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. I feel bad for her. Yeah, that's a really good villain, potentially ally, if you have enough dough.
Yeah, and they completely wasted it.
Great character.
Yeah, it's like one of Barr's favorites too. That's why, like, me and him, when like Taskmaster was announced as the villain for the Black Widow movie, we're like, no, they're gonna fuck this up.
Yeah. Well, they haven't announced the villain for the Deadpool movie yet.
I said I would love if they actually did a good depiction of Taskmaster, but I don't see it.
Oh, Wolverine and Deadpool versus Taskmaster?
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, and like I said,
also the fact that like just because he can't predict Wade doesn't mean that Taskmaster can't still beat him. Yeah. Because again, like just because Wade doesn't know what he's going to do next doesn't mean that what he's going to do next is going to be smart or advantageous.
Yeah. Yeah. And
it's not that he can't beat Wade, it's that he can't guarantee a win.
Yeah, like I said before, I don't think Ryan Reynolds would sign up for the third one. Unless because the second one was already made by the time Disney bought up Fox. So unless he had a contract for a third one.
It took everything he had to get the first one made.
Yeah, and I think he just signed on for a second one. I don't think he signed on for like a longer series.
Well, yeah, he did want to do the second one from the start because like they very heavily imply at the end of the first one, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to have cable.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was all dependent on how well it did. And it did great. Yeah. And part of the reason is because people went in there with their kids. So they had multiple tickets. And then they left. Because the movie started off with Ryan Reynolds explaining the birds and the bees. Or...
Whose litter box did I just shit in? I fucking love that moment. Deadpool 2 wasn't as good, but
it's a sequel. That's to be expected.
It's fine. It was fine. I'm not gonna
Fucking Wade showing up outside with a boombox to try and get Colossus's help was funny as shit, though.
Yeah. No, that movie has its moments. The first one's the best. I love the excuse for him not having his guns. At the end, really, it was the budget, but he just like forgot his guns in the backseat of the cab.
Which is totally in character too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just like, superhero landing. Ooh, that is rough on the knees.
Yeah. I think the first one, because they didn't have the budget and it was just sort of like a passion project, is what made it so great.
Oh yeah, when you have to get
one,
creative, you make magic happen.
The second one, they had all of the budget because the first one did so well. So they were able to do everything that they wanted, and they didn't have to get creative. I think the third one's going to be a middle ground between the two.
I was going to say, like, that's another thing that I think we're going to start seeing the end of in the coming years, is the ridiculous, like, $200 to $300 million budgeted Hollywood movie.
As much as I love what that can buy,
because it's just not fucking sustainable.
Yeah, as much as I love what that can buy, you end up leaning on it as a crutch more than using it to your benefit.
Well, a lot of the time it's just fucking wasted. It's like wasted on stupid shit like catering or fucking reshoots or rewrites.
Yeah, exactly. You can oh, it's not working. I don't have to get creative. I can just film it till it's correct.
So, yeah, one of my favorite movies is Charlie Bartlett. $12 million budget. Still a pretty high budget, but as far as movies go, not that big.
Yeah.
Fantastic movies, just because it just had good writing.
You know, like,
yeah, but that like studios don't want to take chances on movies anymore, and it's really frustrating.
Yeah, they're few and far between. You see something like even Maverick, Top Gun Maverick, they were technically not taking a chance on that because it's already a popular film. We're pulling off of nostalgia. It's one of the rare exceptions to the shit we're getting these days, but it wasn't a risk.
Yeah.
I think the closest thing to a true risk we've seen in recent times would be something like Free Guy.
Yeah. That's a fun movie.
That is a great movie.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you know, like, for like every like $250 or like $300 million film, it's like you could make like 5 or 6 movies for like $50 million and like have a much greater chance that one of those blows up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like
take some risks. Have some trust in your writers and your
like
directors.
the EFAP gang, as I mentioned before, like they've been covering all the Saw movies.
Mm-hmm.
And like the original Saw movie was a student film project that got some money thrown at it. That movie had a $1 million budget, made $100 million.
Yeah.
And I think even like the most expensive ones until like recently were like between like $12 and $20 million.
Have a good one, Mickey. Yeah, it's like people that want to make a good movie will make that with a small budget. They'll have to figure some stuff out. They'll have to get a little creative, but you know, it's possible.
Well, it's just like, as I said, you know, like necessity is the mother of innovation.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
like, we can't afford this. Well, we're gonna have to fucking figure something out then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like how when they were making Monsters Inc., they had to innovate the fucking hair programs that they did for Sully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now look at where that
what
shit
they
is.
needed just didn't exist.
Yeah, which
Exactly.
which was a massive innovation in animation.
You know, just like fucking Lucas and fucking THX and shit. You know, changing how special effects were done in the industry at the time.
Yeah.
Or how the third Superman with Sandman back in the day. The all the shit they had to go through.
Spider-Man?
No, with Sandman. Specifically what'd I say?
No. You said
Superman 3, and I'm like, then
sorry,
you
you're
Sandman,
right.
I'm like,
Spider-Man.
"You mean Spider-Man?
I have had a stressful week.
Yeah, I get it.
Spider-Man 3, the one with Sandman, the absolute fucking effort they had to go to figure out how to make the sand look as realistic as it did.
Yeah. The worst of that trilogy, by the way, though, too many villains. But
Yeah,
the CG for Sandman was pretty cool.
of course, you know, like,
Hell,
for me,
you know,
like the biggest issue with that movie is just like, it's like you cannot just stick you cannot just stick Venom in at the end. You can't do that. You have to build an entire movie around that particular villain.
You also can't have Venom be Eric Foreman.
Yeah, fucking Topher Grace portraying Venom is just like, are you fucking with me right now?
Yeah.
It's like Eddie Brock is supposed to be huge. Dude's like a fucking linebacker. He hits the gym all the time.
I know why they did it, because he seems like a foil for Peter Parker. But come on, guys, let's get real. I really enjoyed the Venom movie.
Well, yeah, because fucking oh god damn it, what the fuck's his name? My brain is dead. I hate this.
This is why we should start moving the shows to Sundays, so we're rested.
I don't disagree. It would also mean that I'd have less need to rush home after work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I get off at I get off.
If
at
I do ever
3:30.
start working again, I'm probably not going to be able to get Fridays off.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right now I work till 3:30, and it's a rush to get home most days.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, thanks.
I kind of want to watch Free Guy now.
I just watched it like 2 weeks ago, so.
It's such a good, fun movie.
Fucking Y2K and W, off of our earlier point. Yeah, it's like after a certain point, Taskmaster doesn't even remember his own name.
Yeah. Hey guys, next week, you want to just do Sunday?
Oh, we can try it, sure.
What time on Sunday?
I don't know. I don't do shit, dude. You're the one that has, like, a life.
I could do noon on Sundays, maybe.
I don't know about noon.
Noon? That's a bit early.
Well, noon for us would be like 2 or 3 for you. 3 o'clock for you.
Yeah, it's 3 for me, but even still, you know, it's just like, I'm speaking more for like you and Jables. It's just like noon.
I've got a family. That. I've been up for hours by the time noon rolls around.
Yeah, I don't have a life. I've been up for hours also, but it's like it's like middle
I'm also
of the day.
thinking about our Euro friends.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, cats and them rarely get to be here during hours.
Yeah.
I mean, I could.
Yeah,
do
but
it
noon's
at
way
3, I
too
guess.
early. We'll talk about that more off air.
Yeah. It may not be next week. There will be an announcement and cross promote if it is next week, but otherwise,
Yeah.
we'll talk about it off air and get back to you next week on it.
Yeah, 'cause back
Yeah.
in the days of the YouTube Saints, like, doing the pre-show for them on a Sunday night, starting at, like, 4, and then they'd start at 6.
Yeah,
Perfect.
it's been debated for a while. It's something that we've revisited multiple times.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've just
next
never
week,
pulled the trigger on it.
Next week I won't be able to do the show because I'm going to a wedding on Friday.
Oh, now he tells us.
Oh,
I just remembered that.
fun.
Well, yeah, I'm also in the wedding, so you know, there's that. I'm one of the flower girls, but instead of flowers, we're handing out beer.
Oh, man. Can I be your plus one?
My wife is my plus one. My son is staying with his grandma and grandpa.
No, I thought she got her own invitation. Guess your friends don't like you that much.
It's my cousin.
Guess your cousin doesn't like you that much.
No, she got her own invitation. I just can't bring anyone. Because there was no
Damn.
plus one on the thing.
Damn. All right, fair enough.
And then for my other cousin's wedding, I'm gonna be a member in the wedding party. And my wife is gonna be the flower girl, and my son is gonna be the ring bearer.
Cute.
Mostly because the flower girl just won't do it. So, but she needs to walk my son down the aisle. So there we go.
All right, doubling up.
At least I think that's the plan right now. I don't actually know. I just know I'm in the wedding party, which is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I like being in the wedding party. It's fun.
Yeah, I've been a best man once, and I've been in a wedding party once.
I've been a best
No,
man
keep in
once.
mind those are two separate times. I'm counting being the best man as a slightly separate deal to being in the wedding party.
Yeah, that's an elevated position.
Yeah. I mean, you are
best man wedding party.
Yes. Although all of that fits in the wedding party. It's a titled position.
Yeah, I was the best man once, and I wish I wasn't, because there's the whole speech thing.
Oh, I was so terrified for that speech, but apparently I did a good job.
I did all right. But, like, I had some ideas in my head for, like, some ad-libs. I wanted to read the room first before I got into there, and I'm like, oh, I can't do, like, really goofy shit. When I saw who was in the room and, like, the type of people that were there, I'm like, well, this kind of sucks. This isn't fun for me now. This is just, I don't know.
It's like,
Yeah.
These fucking normies.
Yeah.
Well, it was for D6.
They were also super religious, so like I had to keep it clean as well, and it's yeah. But I still did a good job. His parents came up. They were like, "Hey, that was great." And I was like, "Cool, all right." But yeah.
Yeah.
But
I have to admit, like, I am one of those types where, like, if it's at a wedding or fucking, like, funeral especially, and, like, the God talk starts, my eyes just fucking glaze over and I don't want to be there anymore.
yeah, Same here.
But yeah, especially at funerals, because it's like, I'm trying to fucking grieve here. Would you shut the fuck up?
Oh, dude, at my favorite aunt's funeral, I was just like the whole funeral ceremony thing already happened, and it was just sort of like us hanging out, eating cookies, and drinking coffee and stuff. And I'm just out there with a cup of coffee, smoking a cigarette, just kind of off to the side with some of my other degenerate family members.
Mm-hmm.
Someone walks up and they're like, you know, you look like you really don't want to be here. Your aunt's in a better place. You should feel better about this. And I'm like, I almost punched that bitch. Like,
Yeah.
my favorite aunt just died. I don't believe in that. And of course I don't want to be here. It's my favorite aunt's funeral. You fucking cunt.
It's like, there are so many places and situations that I would rather be in right now.
I'd rather take this group of people that I'm smoking cigarettes with to a fucking bar. Let's have some drinks, tell some stories, have a good time. I'm sitting here drinking coffee because she was sober, so there's no booze here.
Yeah, it's just another reason why nobody's putting me in the ground.
Yeah. And I don't want to smoke weed because that's just going to make me sink a little too much. That's going to just sink me deeper. But if I could punch you right now, I would, you cunt. Of course I don't want to be here. I'm in uncomfortable clothes. My favorite aunt just died. And now I got you yapping in my ear when I'm trying to talk to my cousin about something funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I, like, it's like if I just, like, for any reason, like, dropped, it's just like, I would just expect anybody that knows me, it's just like, I'll just go have a drink, or like, I'll just go and see some friends and I'll just reminisce about them in that way. It's like, please, do that.
Oh, yeah.
Call me a bastard for dropping dead before I should have.
Yeah. Oh, we'll give you the young crip treatment. The amount of people that didn't understand that that's what he would have wanted, like on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Like, why are you being so mean? He just died. It's like,
My grandma. That was my grandma's response to Slay. It's like that sounds like a terrible way to be about somebody after they die. It's like you don't get it, Grandma.
You don't know him. You obviously never met him. It's like,
they're like, trust me, this is what he would have wanted.
no. If there is a heaven and he was seeing all that going on, it would have brought like a happy tear to his eye. Like,
It's just like, oh, look at all you motherfuckers down there.
but
y'all
he's
think
definitely
y'all
in
think
hell.
you funny. You all think you funny.
Sorry, when he's in hell and he's looking up and seeing all that happen.
It's like, y'all motherfuckers think you funny. Well, I got seats saved for you.
Yeah. Hey, if there's a heaven or hell, I'm sure I'm going wherever Crip was. So, see you there, buddy. Because not even some of my jokes were as dark as his. So.
Oh no. You don't get called the most offensive man on Twitter for nothing.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I
Well-
think that's been a show.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
But beat you
Good
too.
time. Yeah. All right.
Not
Thanks,
allowed. Keep
everybody.
going. Dance, monkeys.
Motherfucker, I gotta get up and piss, and then I want to do something else.
Not
this
allowed.
is fun and all, but yeah, I need a break from you motherfuckers eventually as well.
Not allowed.
You know what?
Mostly
I've
because I'm
got
away
no-
from my computer.
I've got nothing fucking going on right now, man, and I've got just enough money left over that I can make a cross-country trip. Don't mucking make me show up.
If you could make a cross-country trip, then I'd say Jables has a nice, comfortable floor. He can sleep on it. You get the bed.
Nah, man, I can sleep on the floor.
I do have some nice, comfy camping mats.
Works for me.
All right. Anyway.
All right, this has been a show. Have a
Yeah.
good night, everybody. We'll be not back
Next week, it'll be Friday again next week, unless you hear otherwise beforehand.
Yes. And yeah, so follow me on Twitter to get updates
Mm-hmm.
at Jables Boogly.
Yeah, follow that guy.
I will also
Or
put stuff in
join-
cross-promote.
Yeah, we'll also post in the Discord, so join that. And I don't know. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Before we leave, let's take a look to see all 0 of our viewers on Kick.
Yeah, there's people doing crazier shit on there. I don't blame them. That place is lawless right now.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they technically do have pretty much the same terms of service as Twitch. They just don't enforce any of it.
Or they enforce it more evenly.
They only enforce shit when they think they're gonna get sued.
Yeah. Alright, have a good night, everybody. Finish show.
Later, everyone.
Well, bye, everybody.